Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Dibs, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. Today, we are counting down my top 10 nickel/slot defensive backs in the 2024 NFL Draft. Guys, if you love the draft and you want more draft content, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button. Let's go! Coming up number 1, it is Cooper DeJean. Cooper DeJean is a versatile, fundamentally sound, and supremely athletic defensive back. Not only is he the best run defending quarter in this class, but his combination of athleticism and high IQ make him a dynamic pass defender as well. He is a scheme-proof chess piece with the ability to excel at any position in the defensive backfield, whether that's at safety, outside corner, or as a nickel defender. On the defensive side of the ball, he only allowed 1 touchdown all season, and his 0.15 big plays allowed per target ranked 25th among FBS cornerbacks. In 2022, he had 3 pick sixes, setting Iowa's single-season record. The bottom line is that when Cooper DeJean is healthy and on the field, he finds ways to make it worth your time to watch. There's a very good chance that Cooper DeJean is off the board by the time the Eagles make their pick. But with a draft class that is stacked at several premier positions, it's possible that he could slip. If that happens, you can bet the house that Howie Roseman will be salivating as he envisions the creative ways DeJean's skill set could be utilized within Vic Fangio's defensive scheme. And then we get to number 2, and that is Kamari Lasser out of Georgia. The Georgia defense has long been a producer of top-flight cornerback talent, and the Bulldogs have another potential early-round nickel defender in the 2024 draft with Kamari Lasser. Kamari Lasser had 3.5 tackles for loss, a half a sack, and 8 deflections in 2023, but his impact exceeded the stat sheet. At 6 feet and 186 pounds, he's lean but has exceptional proportional length and plays with a kind of wiry strength. Lassiter is a smooth athlete, and he's visibly improved his man technique efficiency in 2023 while also flashing his playmaking upside. In run support, he's an absolute one-man wrecking crew. Lassiter is also an analytics dream. He ranked in the top 12 among FBS cornerbacks in both burns per target and burns per coverage snap allowed in 2023. Lassiter was one of 3 FBS cornerbacks to be targeted on fewer than 1/8 of their coverage snaps and allow a 45% open target rate or lower. Lastly, you also can't forget the time in 2023 when Kamari Lasser moved into the slot against Missouri and limited elite wide receiver Luther Burden to just 1 reception. Coming up next at number 3, let's talk about Mike Sainristil. If you want a plug-and-play impact starter at nickel cornerback, Mike Sainristil is your man. A former wide receiver, Sainristil broke out as a dominating force on the Wolverines defense with 44 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, a sack, 6 interceptions, 6 passes defensed, and 2 forced fumbles in 2023. Mike Sainristil made a seamless transition into the nickel corner role for the Michigan Wolverines. Over the last 2 years, he started 26 games while playing 985 of his over 1,300 snaps in the slot. Sainristil is an undersized corner, but makes up with his feistiness in coverage and physical play in run defense. Sainristil also proved to be a sound tackler and blitzer at Michigan, making 99 of his 113 attempts from the slot. He also made an impact attacking the quarterback, generating 20 pressures and 4 sacks in 2 seasons. Mike Sainristil is a demon as a blitzing threat and a support presence. He's also a versatile coverage defender with a playmaking edge. I have a high round 2 grade on Mike Sainristil. And then we get to number 4, and that is Tyrique Smith out of Georgia. Tyrique Smith is small, but man is he mighty. Tyrique Smith transferred to Georgia at the end of the 2020 season. He took over Georgia's star role, a position that requires you to cover like a corner and hit like a safety. Smith took over that role from Javon Bullard, who transitioned to safety and absolutely killed it despite the variety of tasks assigned to him by the Georgia defensive staff. In 2023, Tyrique Smith primarily played slot cornerback for Georgia, finishing with 4 interceptions, 2 sacks, and 70 tackles. While undersized, Smith is a very good football player who I think fits best as a versatile safety that can shift down into the slot as a nickel defender. During 11-on-11 drills during the Senior Bowl week, Smith took reps at both nickel corner and safety and looked excellent. In summary, the Philadelphia native is projected either as a 3rd or 4th round pick in several NFL draft scouting reports. He would be a good slot corner, and if some of his bad habits can get fixed, he could become a ball hawk that fits really well for any NFL team. Coming in number 5, let's talk about Max Melton. At 5'11" and 187 pounds with 32-inch arms, Max Melton has an incredibly unique physical profile, and he also has some of the most explosive athleticism in the entire 2024 NFL draft class, with 4.39 speed, a 40.5-inch vert, and 11.4 broad jump to fall back on. With his unique frame and penchant for playmaking, Max Melton brings a ton of intrigue with his slot versatility. Quite simply, Max Melton feels like a prospect that doesn't have enough buzz around his name. He's a lengthy corner who looks fast, possesses inside-outside upside, and plays more physical than you would expect from a cornerback his size. Put simply, Melton needs a bit of coaching for the next level. He relies too much on his physical attributes, and his aggressive bump and run tendencies can lead him to trail receivers if his man gets by him. But the good news, all of Max Melton's concerns are teachable. Max Melton has all the things needed to be a good NFL player. He has the physical tools, he's a guy willing to learn, and he has the versatility that teams will love at the next level. From the jump, I think Max Melton thrives the most in the slot, with upside to move to the outside after a few years of seasoning. Coming in number 6, let's talk about Kris Abrams-Draine. Kris Abrams-Draine is a solid cornerback prospect with inside-outside versatility, and based on his size, may project best in the slot at the next level. This is an extremely sticky corner with plus coverage skills. Despite being a smaller player, Abrams-Draine is a sound and aggressive tackler. He only missed 5 tackles in 2023 with a missed tackle rate of only 7.5% in his career. He is a physical force in that department. To pair with his tackling ability, Kris Abrams-Draine is aggressive in attacking downhill. He has a quick trigger and an explosive click and close ability. When in coverage, he can stop on comebacks really quickly. He can put his foot in the ground and stop his momentum at any moment. If you want a slot cornerback who can kick outside when needed, Kris Abrams-Draine is the player for you. When you look at his size and lack of speed profile, the slot is probably his best fit. Coming in number 7, let's talk about Javon Bullard. Javon Bullard was a force to be reckoned with in over his last 2 seasons in a talented Georgia secondary. In 2022's national championship season, he earned defensive MVP honors in both the college football playoff semifinal at the Peach Bowl and the national championship game. Bullard was named second-team All-SEC in 2023 after racking up 56 tackles and 2 interceptions and 5 pass breakups in 12 games. Last season was Bullard's first at safety after starting at the nickelback or star position the majority of the 2022 season. Bullard moved from nickel to safety in 2023, and he's shown that he can effectively and efficiently play both nickel and free safety at the highest level. He is instinctive with supremely high football IQ, and he projects best as a starting free safety nickel hybrid defender that defensive coaches will love in the NFL. Coming in number 8, let's talk about Jarron Jones. Jarrian Jones was a key piece to Florida State's defense in their 2023 run. After playing as a boundary corner in 2021 and 2022, he slid inside to the slot in his final college season and thrived in the position change. In the previous 2 seasons, he only played 25 snaps in the slot, but that skyrocketed to 394 in 2023. In his final year, he collected 25 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, a sack, 3 passes defense, 3 interceptions, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. He also allowed 0 interceptions and had a passer rating of allowed of just 31.8 in 2023. Jones offers nice size at the position and has great athletic ability that he can showcase with sticky coverage on receivers. His experience on the outside also gives him the versatility to a team if injuries occur. At the Combine, Jones' athleticism was on center stage as he tied for the 5th fastest 40 time of 4.38, the 6th highest broad jump of 10.9, and the 8th highest vertical jump of 39.5 inches among all defensive backs. Coming in number 9, let's talk about Dequon Hardy out of Penn State. Dequon Hardy spent the last 3 seasons as the nickel corner for the Penn State Nittany Lions defense. He played 609 snaps in the slot the last 3 years, but was needed on the boundary in 2023, where he registered 125 snaps according to PFF. Hardy brings that experience, but due to his size, his best spot at the next level is sticking as a nickel corner in the NFL. In his final college season, he registered 22 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, a sack, 7 passes defense, and 2 interceptions. Hardy also brings special teams value as a punt returner, and he took 2 returns for a touchdown in a single game this past season. He plays the nickel position with good instincts, and his reaction speed allows him to put himself in a position to make a play. While at the Combine, his raw athletic score of 8.62 wasn't among the best, but but Hardy certainly ran a top-end 40 of 4.38 seconds, tied for 5th best among corners. His 1.5-second split also showed some explosion, as did his 42.5 vertical jump, tied for the Combine's best overall. Daequan Hardy is a big-time name to watch come day 3. Last but not least, number 10, let's talk about Jarvis Brownlee Jr. Jarvis Brownlee Jr. is an undersized corner who has very good foot quickness and instincts. However, his lack of size and high-end athleticism will force him to make the full-time transition to nickel at the next level. Jarvis Brownlee Jr. enters the league with experience primarily playing on the boundary. According to PFF, in his last season, he played 337 snaps outside and just 97 in the slot, but due to his size, his best chance at success in the NFL is to slide inside. At the Senior Bowl, he was measured in at 5'10", 183 pounds, but had one of the longest arm lengths with 31 plus inches and had some big time moments on the center stage. During his last year at Louisville, he collected 30 tackles, a tackle for loss, 6 passes defense, an interception, and a fumble recovery. Brownlee Jr. doesn't let his size hold him back from playing the position physically, and he is solid in run support. Overall, Jarvis Brownlee Jr. projects as a feisty nickel corner who displays the toughness and foot quickness to excel inside at the next level. Alright guys, those are my top 10 nickel/slot defensive backs in the 2024 NFL Draft. Do you agree or disagree with my rankings? Did I miss anybody? Let me know down in that comment section below. Thank you everyone for watching. Stay awesome.